Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. With me, I have the distinct pleasure of having Jen Graffice Qlife.
Yeah, very close.
I'm just too
That's
Latin.
okay.
Sometimes my words just come out like with a Latin accent. Qlife.
Yes.
Explain what Q means.
Q is quality. So it's quality life. And my tagline is define your Q and live your Q. What that means is that I truly believe that anyone can define their own Q, and your Q is different than my Q, her Q is different than my Q, and then we have to live it. And I believe that you can make a business out of living your Q.
With the Q being defined as the quality of life.
Quality of life. And
so what I might be living in what I defined as my quality of life can be different than yours, but at the end of the day, we both are happy, we both are satisfied.
100%.
So we define happiness in much as we define success in the entrepreneurial world in a much different way, and it's very individual.
That is absolutely correct.
That
is correct. My background is health and wellness.
Oh, no way.
Can you
Look
guess?
at you, man. I mean, you're just a perfect specimen.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You work out all the time?
I live my Q. I like a little bit of balance.
Is there a secret to you? Is it exercise more, or is it what I eat more, or what is it? Is there a balance there? Is there a secret?
Do you want to know for me or for anyone? Because it's like I said, everyone is different. So I meet my clients wherever they are.
Let's do both. Let's see what works for you. And in general, of course, you can't really say, well, this is what's going to work for everybody in the world, but this is what worked for me.
Correct. So, for example, for some of my clients, they're not ready to do the full-on diet thing yet. And so I work together with them, and I might start with, let's just cut out one thing.
And they're not ready because...
They're not ready because they're like, okay, their diet might be, from my standards, atrocious. They're eating fast food, they're, drinking 20 sodas a day, things like that. So we just start small, and I just meet them where they are to make small little improvements each and every day. So from there, exercise, of course, is hugely important.
Right.
For me. It's a numbers game, as you know. When it comes to diet and exercise, it's calories in and energy expenditure out. And however you do it, it doesn't matter. If I want to go and eat chicken wings and French fries, I just go climb a mountain to make sure that I burn them off.
That is an interesting point, because that has been, for a long time, has been the formula, right? I mean, if you're going to take more calories in that you're exerting out,
right,
you're going to gain weight.
Exactly.
It's just, or
simple.
The reverse is calorie
Correct.
deficiency.
Right.
You need 2,500 calories as a male, my age, for instance, or my height and to maintain. And if I do a little bit less than that,
And you're going to lose weight.
then you're going to lose weight. That's a simple math.
It's a very simple math.
There are some studies, though, that recently have kind of debunked that a little bit. But that's.
At the end of the day, it's just all about the science, and there's plenty of ways to get from point A to point B, and everybody has a different method. So, and that, because my background is in sports medicine and health and wellness and nutrition, actually now I do much less of what we're talking about, and I do a lot more of coaching the mental side of athletes. So now, understanding the health and the wellness and the diet and the nutrition, the next component becomes what is in your head and what is in your mind, and how do you improve athletic performance via not just the physical and the nutrition, but how do you get your mind right to really have superior athletic performance?
How do you go from good to great?
Absolutely.
In other words,
That is
how
correct.
do you go from good to great?
You have to have that Q mentality and that mental mindset that, there is no failures. You reach out on a limb and you learn from it. And so the more that you get yourself into that uncomfortable zone, and for me, it's faith over fear. You just jump, and in your heart of hearts that you can do it, because it is your cue, it is your passion, and you're living it, and trying so hard not to be afraid to do it, and just know that, if it doesn't work, I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to do much better next time.
That is interesting. And I think what I'm hearing is that each one of us, every individual that is not an athlete, can be taught through your program to think like an athlete.
Absolutely.
And an athlete thinks incredibly different. I mean,
Right.
that's why they are professional athletes. I mean,
Right.
they have a different mentality.
Correct.
And even within that strata, there is even greatness, like a Michael Jordan, for instance, that rises above those incredible athletes that are over here.
Absolutely. And those incredible athletes, like the teams that I work with, actually contracted with Desert Storm Elite. They're world-class cheerleaders, you know, that team.
Yes.
And so, you know, when you bring kids together, they're between the ages of 8 and 18 years old. And so to bring an entire team together and have them have that mindset all together into how do they accomplish this goal of going to Worlds or accomplishing a routine or a specific stunt, their minds have to be very, very sharp. But again, no different than what you said, is that I think we're all athletes of life, right? So we are all athletes of life, and to give our best and to put our best out there, it just makes life so much more rewarding and successful.
If we could extrapolate that to our entrepreneurial lives, then we can say that, or is it fair to say that that athlete mentality, that I'm not going to fail type of mentality, does apply into our day-to-day life, into our entrepreneurial world?
100, yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't be here today, if I wasn't doing that, right? Because you have to, you know, being an entrepreneur is not like what they promote on, you know, Facebook and Instagram. It is not, you know, overnight and you have your Ferrari and, you know,
and you take the blue pill
you're going to the beach. It's just not that. And so you have to enjoy the journey along the way. And, you know, my business, I've had my business for 5 years, but I actually quit my corporate job a year and a half ago to pursue my full-time passion. And I've always been fortunate to do what I love and love what I do, which is in the fitness, health, wellness, and helping people realm. But to be able to do it on my own terms and to guide my own path is obviously slightly different, yet it's so rewarding when you have the courage to do it. And, you know, there's times, I'm sure, as you know, and as you've interviewed many other entrepreneurs, that, you know, we're banging our heads and we're wondering where the next paycheck is going to come from, and yet all of a sudden you just believe in yourself and you just take that next little leap, and then all of a sudden, I remember the first day that I paid my mortgage payment to my new office. So I now have my own physical office, and I paid the first mortgage payment, and I thought to myself, what did I get myself into? Am I ready for this?
Yeah.
And I literally sat down on the floor and like started to tear up, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a single mom, I have to raise 2 children, and I literally got 4 clients that day. And that's through the grace of God.
But here's the thing about that, is that you were able to do it because you practice what you preach.
Yep.
And so it's like looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, if I am going to be
I
successful
have to do this.
in spreading the word to others
Right.
as to what I'm doing, I got to do it myself.
You have to do it, absolutely. Super rewarding.
You're
I
so
love
awesome.
it. Thank you
You're
so
so
much.
awesome. I
It's
mean,
been a pleasure.
But it's, no, we still have a little bit more
great.
time. You know, she's giving me the times and everything else, but
Oh,
I
good.
just ignore it.
Okay.
I'm just having a lot more fun here with you, because that journey that you have, and I can hear it from you. I mean, I can see it.
Right.
That it is so emotional for you.
It is.
Because it's not an easy road.
It's not.
It's a hard road, and it's just fun to travel that hard road.
It is.
And you're now reaping the benefits of seeing not only yourself becoming successful little by little by little by little, but other people that you were touching
Absolutely.
becoming successful.
And there's so much personal development out there for adults.
Yeah.
You know, we have Tony Robbins, we have Brendan Bouchard,
Yes.
we have all these amazing, you know, all these amazing opportunities and books and resources for adults, but there's really not a whole lot out there for teenagers. So that's why my focus and my passion is kind of like, you know what, with these teenagers, how can we bring them up, but on a level where it's understandable. And kids are sponges. The first time I did a lecture at the gym, I was like, oh, they're going to be so bored with this. They're not going to like what I have to hear. And we talked about nutrition, and they are just like sponges, and they're like, tell me more, tell me more. And the more you let them talk and you listen and you let them release certain things, boy, their performance just increases tenfold.
And that's where you should start, right at that age.
Absolutely.
Because if you develop those good habits when you're young, then hopefully those habits will last for a long, long time, hopefully your lifetime.
Yeah. My youngest client's 8 years old.
Really?
I have a 8-year-old client and a 76-year-old client, you know?
It's funny you said an 8-year-old client.
Oh, 8. Yeah, 8. No, 8.
Yeah,
an
yeah,
8-year-old client. Yeah, and she's an athlete, and she wants to improve herself. And you know, I'm teaching her those tricks of you can't be worried about what everyone else thinks. You have to worry about yourself. You know, I teach her how failure's not a bad thing, and you know, you learn from that, and it's okay to be on the starting block in a swim meet next to a 17-year-old because you're that good. And so you just have to get yourself in your own head and out of, you know, what your fears are.
What's the best thing that you've learned in this journey so far?
Oh, the best thing that I've learned in this journey so far, honestly, is just I'm just so blessed to be able to live my passion and live my Q and inspire and motivate kids. And now I'm to the point a year and a half in where I've been working with kids, and I get texts from my clients that are like, hey, guess what? I got into a little mental block and I got out of it using the techniques you showed me, and now I'm the captain of my, my athletic team. Like, there's nothing better than that, right?
There's nothing better than that, indeed. Jen Graffice, what's your Q?
My Q. Ooh. I have lots of them because, of course, my dream list is this long. But
it
my
has
Q,
to be.
it has to be, absolutely. My Q, obviously, is my children.
Yeah.
Yes, I love, obviously love and embrace them so dearly. And they are both athletes, and we are all very open. And I love to travel. I love to meet new people. I love to live a healthy lifestyle. I work hard on myself as well, but that's because that is my Q.
I love it.
Very good.
I love it.
I love it too.
How many times do you work out a day? Be honest with me.
How many times, that's so funny, is I know the nutrition game. I work out maybe 3-4 times a week.
Really? Mm-hmm. So it's more nutrition than it's what we put in.
It's
the quality of the things.
It's the quality of what we put in. And actually, I was my Q used to be what I said. Yes. I can eat chicken wings and French fries and go climb a mountain. And I was a personal trainer for a period of time, and everybody's like, "You must eat chicken and broccoli only." No, actually, my Q is I like to have pizza every once in a while and chicken wings, so I just do the opposite and just work out harder. And then 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, which you can't have gluten. My food allergy showed I can't have dairy. So now all of a sudden, my Q of food totally went away. Right. And I was a little bitter about it at first. But then after that, I was like, but my body feels so much better when I'm only eating healthy proteins and tons of fruits and vegetables, and I don't, my foggy brain and the issues that come along with Hashimoto's are much more managed, and so many women have Hashimoto's, and they don't realize that diet is so important to heal your body from the inside out. And so when, you treat your body like a castle, it runs and operates and feels beautiful, and when you treat it like a garbage can, it kind of feels like you're in the dumps, right?
Treat your body like a castle. That's the message today. Appreciate you coming over, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been really a pleasure.
Inspiring, and
thank you.
I'm going to go out there, and I'm not going to count the calories per se, but I'm just going to be watchful, mindful of what I put in this castle.
There you go. Perfect.
Take us out. You know how to take us out? You can just say we're out, or cut, or that's a wrap, or how about
everyone go live their Q, and that is a wrap.
We're out.